Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we are building a cottage in Henford-On-Bagley, and I really wanted to build a cottage. I was like excited to build a cottage, which I usually don't know what I want to build when I go into building. I'm usually just like, opening a lot, looking through the worlds and stuff like that, going, what do I really feel like building? And usually I'm just like, I could build this, and then I usually start building it. But this time I was like really like, I want to do a cottage, and so I was looking through the worlds, and then I just saw Henford-On-Bagley, and then I saw my Christmas house that I made that's just like, Santa's workshop or whatever I named it. And so I was like, I want to make one of those, but like not Christmas, because it's January 22nd. I'm done with Christmas now. I was done with Christmas the day after Christmas, but that's okay. But this one I really like. It's like orange and blue, and light orange and light blue is like one of my favorite like color combinations. They just look so good together. And so I don't use this roof very often either, and I really like it. Well, I use the roof. I don't use this roof color, and I honestly kind of like it. The like light medium-ish orange is very nice, and I like that. I understand why I don't use it very often though, is because it's bright orange, so it's a little hard to use in your everyday build. But I felt with like the blue of the windows and like the doors and stuff, it just looks so cute and fits so well. And like the walls are also orange and also blue, so I like that a lot. And so the inside is a little less like orange and blue, but I don't actually know what the actual color scheme is. I think it's like dark blue and brown, which is honestly a little disappointing, but to be fair, I wasn't thinking that much. I don't usually do the color schemes of the inside on the outside, but I feel like this house could have been done like with that. But I just was kind of building what I felt like fit with like what I was doing at the moment. And so I also really like the floor plan of this house. You can see like basically what the floor plan is right now. I don't know, it just felt like it worked really well. The living room was a little bit of a like struggle because of the doors and also because of what I've wanted in the living room, but it ended up working pretty fine. And I just think it flows really well. And also the windows, I don't use those windows either very often. I don't really know why, because they're really pretty looking, and I feel like they just fit very well with this house. I wanted to fit more windows on some of the bedrooms, but I just feel like I don't want to put them on the balcony because I feel like that's just weird. Like, I know that like it's only going to be like your family, because your neighbor's not going to walk that far back to see you, but I feel like it's just really awkward. But also it's a video game, so it also doesn't matter. But I feel like that's just always on my mind when I'm building stuff, is like, how would this be like in real life? Which I feel like is a little strange because this is a video game, but I don't know. So, but I thought it was really pretty, and so I definitely like this. Like, this is something like I would like save on a Pinterest board, like not a Sims version, like a real life version of this house. It definitely would save on Pinterest. So I don't know, but I thought it was really cute, and so definitely lived up to what I was wanting to build. The cute like cottage stuff is what I just really, really wanted to do at the moment. I'm not exactly sure why. I just, in my mind, it was just like cottage. That's just what I was dead set on, and so I was glad I did that, and it was really fun. It did take me a little bit. I spent like maybe like hour and a half ish on this build, which is pretty normal for one of these houses, but it is kind of small for an hour and a half build, which for me is a long time. But it wasn't actually that bad, and I had a lot of fun building it. And I actually got to watch 2 full episodes during this time. Usually I only get like one, maybe like one and like partial of another in, but like I got 2, and so that was pretty good. It like perfectly fell too, so I thought that was pretty good. But then obviously I have other stuff to do afterwards, because I edit my videos like almost directly after I build them usually. Sometimes I get a little bit delayed, or like a lot of bit delayed, and don't do them until right before my voiceover. But usually I've been trying recently to have like do them right after, because it works so much better then, because then I don't have to do 4. I can do one just at night, much better. But sometimes my brain's just like, no, what if I were to sleep now instead? So I don't know, but that's about it for the build, so I'm going to stop talking about it now and move on to a couple of the things that I did today. So basically today I woke up normal time basically, and I had this like children's like clinic kind of type thing that we basically just taught elementary school students how to do cheerleading. It was very cute. I was very worried though, mostly because I don't talk a lot, and so children talk a lot. Most of the time, most children do happen to talk a lot. I was not one of those children, which is, I thought that a lot actually, but didn't talk a lot, and so I was trying, but I was like, these children are gonna want to talk to me, and they kind of did, like, more towards the end. I think at the beginning that they just thought I was, like, scary or something, because a couple of them kept eyeing me like I was a monster-looking thing. Not really sure what that one was about, but I don't really care. It's a child. It's not gonna do that much to me, so not really sure. But towards the end, they were asking so many questions, and I suck at talking to people my own age, let alone people that are children, and, like, it's a little scary. Children, they're more scary than adults. I'm sorry, they are. Sorry to any parents out there, they're kind of scary. But I was just a little bit nervous, and also at the beginning, we waited, like, a whole, like, 15 minutes after the first, like, couple children to arrive for our group to get any children. Because we split into, like, 8-ish groups, and so each of us had, like, 15 kids, but we had no kids, where most other groups at the time had, like, 7 or 8 of their, children, and so we were like, are we gonna, have any? Because we're all just, like, but they all showed up, like, at the same time, I swear. But also, they had, like, last minute changed our color, because we were supposed to be teal, and then they changed us to gold, which is fine. I think they were wanting, because we already had, like, 2 blue colors, because there were, not enough colors and too many groups or something like that. So they changed us to gold, which I think might have been part of how we didn't have any children for that long. But we had, like, 7 come at once, and I'm assuming they are all not from the same car, so I'm not really sure. But they all just came at once, so we were relieved when we actually had, people. But, it was pretty fun. We taught them to cheer. I was also pretty quiet during the entirety of that. I basically didn't talk unless they talked to me, which is basically how I act in every other situation, so I wasn't trying to be, like, any different. But I did ask 2 questions. I asked if someone wanted me to open their fruit snacks for them, because I could see that they were struggling, and I was like, you can do this. This is a singular sentence. You can say that. But I have to, like, convince myself every single time I want to talk, so it's a real struggle. But I did do that, and she was very happy that I got her fruit snacks open for her, so, and then, had other kids ask for me to get their fruit snacks open, so I think that was pretty good, because those fruit snack things, I swear, never open. They're kind of frustrating, but I have opened a lot of fruit snacks in my days, so, they were pretty good, so that was a lot of fun. We played a lot of Duck, Duck, Goose, which is pretty standard, I feel like, with children. I feel like as a child, I played a lot of Duck, Duck, Goose, but I wasn't thinking that Duck, Duck, Goose was this prevalent, because when we asked, like, what games they wanted to play while we were waiting, like, 6 kids said Duck, Duck, Goose. And I don't think Duck, Duck, Goose was, like, the top game, in my opinion, when I was little. But to be fair, I was playing things like Mafia at, like, 7. So I'm thinking they don't want to play games like that. I think that was just me at, like, zoo stuff when I was 7. So not really sure about that one. But we kept introducing, like, other games, and they were like, no, Duck, Duck, Goose. And I was like, okay, we can do Duck, Duck, Goose. Because it's pretty simple. I got Goose a good 1 time in the entire time, but that was good, really fun. I just sat there and I just heard duck while, being aggressively slammed on the head a bunch of times, but that's okay. I played like 6 things of Duck, Duck, Goose before getting chosen. That was really kind of sad. They kept picking the same people over again, which I feel like they were choosing, like, their friends, and they have a friend group within the group, and I don't know, something like that. But they all seem to know each other, which I guess makes sense, because they're all, like, 7-year-olds, but all the kids don't go to the same school. But I'm guessing they were hanging out with people that do go to the school, but I don't remember there being this much of a social group when I was in there, because it was, like, smaller groups. I don't really know. But it was very fun. They all seemed to be very excited when they got to see each other here, and so I thought that was pretty fun, because they seemed to just get much happier, because some of them were pretty quiet, and then they saw their friends, and they got so much, like, more excited, and so that's good. We had maybe like 5 or 6 kids that just really didn't seem like they wanted to be there. They might have wanted to be there, but, like, didn't show it, which is definitely a me kind of kid, so I guess that makes total sense. I wasn't gonna, like, try and get them to talk, because some of them were just like staring down at their shoes, and other people had tried to like get them more excited and it just didn't work, which I 100% would have done as a kid. That 100% makes sense to me. There were so many kids. I would have been so stressed out if I was a 7-year-old doing this. I'd be like, there are too many kids. It is so loud, and there was just pom-poms everywhere. So I definitely understand that one. But there were some just kids who just really just wanted to sit down. And so I can definitely agree with that one. I really wanted to eat because it was from 10 to 2:30, and so we weren't allowed to eat because of COVID, like during the time, other than the fruit snacks, because too many kids complained about being hungry, so we got fruit snacks, but we weren't supposed to eat, so we were supposed to eat beforehand, which I did, and then after, which I also did, but like during that time I got a headache and a stomach ache because I hadn't eaten, and throwing off like my eating really just didn't do my body any favors, but that's okay. It was a little odd, but I'm all good now. Probably not going to be hungry anytime soon. It's like 7. It's 7 p.m., which is an odd time for me to be recording voiceovers. I understand that. But I ate at like 2:30, like a lunch at that time, so we'll see when I'm hungry for dinner. But, you know, but that's fun. But instead of eating dinner, I am doing voiceovers. But that's pretty fun. And I'm going to end the voiceover right here because I've talked way over screenshots. But that's okay. So I'm pretty finished with what I'm talking about. I had a pretty good day today, though. Very tiring, though, because children wear you out very much so. But it is almost screenshots time, and so subscribe if you did like today's video, if you want to see more like this. But I do post 4 videos a week, so you can watch another video next time. Bye!